Survey results. With the absence of Councillor Cooley this evening, I'll be taking this report. The report provides headline results of the recent resident survey. 1,000 telephone interviews with Thurrock residents were carried out at the end of 2016, achieving a representative sample of the population across the borough. The results give us the most insight and gives us a new insight to inform our priorities and what we measure based on what is most important to our residents. And let's face it, that's what we're here for. We're here for our residents. The majority of residents, 69%, are satisfied with Thurrock as a place to live, with many feeling a sense of belonging where people from different backgrounds get on well together, which is good to hear. I'm going to quantify that a little bit later on as I finish this. 70% feel they belong strongly to their local area, 61% agree with their local area is a place where people from different backgrounds get on well, and 89% feel safe when outside in the local area during the day. I could carry on listing statistics from this, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go to the chase, as it were. Obviously, as we've mentioned time and time again, Clean It, Cut It, Fill It initiative. We started that pretty much from day one when we took administration of the council. Many months later, we do the first resident survey in 6 years. And what does that tell us? 23% of residents, 23% of residents are satisfied with the maintenance of the road, 61% being dissatisfied, which is not what I expected. I would have thought actually it would be a much higher level of dissatisfaction when we spoke to people at the doors. 45% satisfied with street cleaning, which means the rest were not, which is the majority. 46% were satisfied with parks, grounds and open spaces, and only 50% were satisfied with grounds maintenance. Well, obviously, at the beginning of Clean It, Cut It, Fill It, only a few months into that, residents would have seen some change, but not a lot, which is why it's going to be good when we carry out the next survey to see how perceptions from residents have changed. If we go back to the potholes, for instance, 9,000 potholes across the borough filled in 6 months, 4 times greater than the target set for the government in the whole year. A 40% increase in the money from government in response to that for filling potholes. All sounds all very well, very good. However, I was out canvassing in Thurrock Council a few weeks ago and was quite shocked at the state of some of the roads there. Not so much potholes, but just the general state. They quite clearly need an awful lot of work. And I can understand why residents will say they're not satisfied with the maintenance of the roads, not just in Thurrock Council, but in other parts of the borough, in Tilbury, in West Thurrock, all different types of problems. But again, all focused on the roads, which means doing this survey is going to be paying dividends, because when we know what our residents want, we can then factor how we spend their tax money to make sure that they get services that are improved. The results, as you can see from the report, depending on where you live, depending very greatly on some of the responses. Certainly, just trying that one particular one. The 7 in 10 residents, 70% feel strongly that they belong to their local area. That was highest in Allset at 90%. Then look Thurrock Blackshot's only 46%. So we can't say as the whole borough everything is working quite fine based on 70% saying it's that they feel strongly that they belong to the area in which they live. So this is not just again coming up with a one-size-fits-all approach with Thurrock. It's going to allow us to go to areas and actually find out what the true problems are. And one of the things that I was really quite happy with was of the 1,600 those residents said they'd be happy to take part again in future years. but also that we were able to contact those residents who gave, I'm not even going to say negative responses, they gave responses that were, that they weren't satisfied. And it's good that we're going to be going back to them and saying, can you expand out on why you weren't satisfied? Can you give us the examples? Because unless we know what's broke, we can't fix it. And this is obviously the way we started to find out what is broken and how we're going to fix it. One of the things that isn't in the report is pretty much every one of the targets that we set within this are below the local government association mean average, which isn't great. Obviously, we're here for our residents, and I'm concerned what our residents think rather than what residents of Telford and Reeking or anywhere else think. But we should be setting ourselves that kind of target as a minimum. Yes, I would love to see all of these be 100% 1 year. In reality, I don't think that will ever be the case. But it certainly highlights an awful lot of things that we've covered over the past 9 months, 10 months, and indeed this evening. Waste and recycling collections, people are happy, but they want to keep it weekly. We've now got to purchase the vehicles for that. The same with the street cleaning, the same with the grass cutting. We're going through the libraries review. Councillor Snell and myself have sat on the Thameside review, and it was great to see that people feel like we do. It's a valued service, and we need to make sure it's continued when it's moved. So I'm going to pass this now over to all members if they've got any questions, and we'll start with Councillor Tolson.
Yeah, it's just some observations really, an all-encompassing observation. And I think we should use this as a starting point. I think we're on to our 5th head of environment in 2 years. We haven't had any consistency. If I took my time, I could probably name them. But we have had a lot in a very short space of time. So it's the first questionnaire now that we've done in 6 years. And, you know, if we're going to go back to those people, I think we should, because definitely street cleaning is much, much improved. There was a reduction, street cleaning was removed, it's now back. How does that litter get on the floor? And I know some of our own staff in this building have received a fixed penalty notice. You know, we're all supposed to be using the litter bins, it isn't difficult. If we talk about parks, littering parks, I mean, I've seen a group of children, teenagers, sat on the park and left all the litter around them. People don't go and sit in amongst litter. They leave it. That was a couple of years ago now. But, you know, other people that we've telephoned, are they used to prestige gardens? If they work in town and if they go and sit in Finsbury Circus or Tower Gardens, there's swathes of flower beds. You know, we don't have that here. I want to talk about the A13. You know, we've got Cut It, Clean It, Fill It. I do have emails from people saying what an eyesore is, and it is, but how does it get there? And every time we put an operative onto that road, that is a busy road. It needs traffic management, but it's still an unsafe procedure. They need to be safe, our operatives. And of course, when we did have 59.3 more staff, that was more people that we had that could clean that road. Now it's a little bit different. We don't have that staff. We've got some back, but not as many as we had. Another blight in the borough is the A1089, and our efforts, we keep on trying to make contact and build bridges with Connect Plus. They should be getting on with that. That's their responsibility. They don't get any penalty points awarded against their contract, because that route is not in their KPI section, and it's disgraceful, and it should be in there because it's an eyesore for everybody that works down in that port, that lives in that area, that shops at Asda, that has to drive their mobility scooters past those closed lay-bys now. It should be much better than it is. And potholes, the last thing is, I wanted to say that Councillor Gamester contacted me. He was dissatisfied with the potholes. I don't mean to tread on your toes, Councillor Little, but I'm just raising it here. Some of the environment teams do fill potholes. That's my area. but we also have other contractors that do that. So we're investigating why he's unhappy with them. Is it our team that's done it, and then we need to put it right and learn from it, or is it another contractor that's done it?
And obviously all this does, will start feeding back when residents actually see, however they report it, whether it be via their member, their local elected member, or whether it's direct to the council, that there will be and has been an improvement. So, as said, next time we do this, which is later on this year, and hopefully this is something that we'll be doing continuously, rather than letting it sit for 6 years, and just hoping that it's working right, which clearly it wasn't. That we'll see an improvement in the number of people that are satisfied, with obviously a corresponding reduction in those that are dissatisfied. Councillor Head.
Thanks, Chair. And I think Councillor Tolson, her point around this being the starting point could not be more bang on. Rome was not built in a day. And the whole point of this report is that we had contributions from outside this building coming into this building, telling us what people expect and need from us as local representatives and, the civil service workers who are advocating and working on the residents' needs. As Councillor Tolson said, this survey was not completed for 6 years. For me, that is just the same as saying we are not interested in your views. This administration does not subscribe to that in any fashion. We need to know what our residents, or customers as I often call them, think and feel about Thurrock and where it's going. Often sunlight is the greatest disinfectant. We need to know what the real score is so we can do something about it. The recommendation I'm particularly fond of tonight is section 1, or recommendation 1.3. Those us that are sad, who are almost adore KPI management, I have a simple philosophy. What gets measured gets done. You look at the table, Nita, you're referring to on page 422. Although that isn't necessarily reflective of everything we've done, what it has shown is that our conversations on the door are consonant with the focuses that we have introduced as an administration. Look at it. The first one, waste and recycling. Clean it, cut it, fill it. We're doing the right things. I look forward to the constructive contributions to corporate NES. Section 1.5, I think that is absolutely critical, that gets looked at. One thing I want to draw particular notice on is the disparity between regional areas. So going back to your point, there's some that are scoring in the high 80s, some far less than that. We need to understand that, and while I wouldn't want to unintentionally mimic Councillor Mark Coxshall, there is reasons why we are investing so much into places like Tilbury. We do need to show Tilbury some love, and Tilbury will go from good to great. In the move going, to a borough that works for everyone, it isn't just about services. It's also about the way people feel and what their identity is in our borough. 2017 is critical we redo this, because we have to know whether the expectations that our residents have rightly put on us are being achieved. If they're achieved, then we'll do more of it. If they're not achieved, then we need to have a hard look at ourselves and do something different. But the point being is, the only feedback that any of us around this table care less about is the feedback from our customers out there. And I think this resident survey goes a high way into enabling us to do that.
Thank you, Councillor Head. Councillor Bryan.
Thank you, Jim. From my point of view, I think this is a good base for us to start a journey, and it is a start. Cleaning, cutting, filling, and the things that we're doing at the moment hopefully will generate into something which is much more positive over the future. People will see the difference going year on year, because this is not a 5-minute thing. I mean, roads, for instance, if I was to spend 30 million a year on roads, getting to a reasonable level over 30 years, I'd then start again. So we're looking at $1 billion probably, something like that, 100 million on roads. So we've got to be cleverer at what we do, and the pothole spotting is an item that is one of those things that allows you to start looking at the condition of the surface of the roads, filling the potholes with those temporary repairs. It's not for everywhere, it doesn't fit everything, people will be disappointed disappointed in some areas because the materials come out of the holes, but it protects as much of the surface as we can do over the winter period until we can start taking it all again and make a better job of it. So we're on a very slow journey, and if we did it quickly, it wouldn't work because it just fall on its face. So I'm happy with going on a slower journey, but also we want the public to come with us on that journey as well, and residents and officers and everybody else that has some sort of even people who are tourists coming through the borough, don't throw your litter around, drive in a safe manner. If you're going outside of your house, and we haven't spoken about things like air quality that much tonight, but if you're dropping off your son and your daughter at a local school, don't sit in your car for 20 minutes with your engine running, because we can't control that side of things for you unless we start looking at, we don't want to be policemen all the time. We've got to change our attitude towards things and our residents and other people's attitude towards how they operate within our borough. Shut up now.
Thank you, Councillor Brian. Councillor Tudor.
Thank you, Leader. Yes, I was going to echo what the majority of the cabinet members have said, and I'm so pleased we went down. The very first thing we did was got this survey out and actually find what our residents want, because the best way to serve them is actually find out what they want. They are the people who pay the taxes, etc. And I'm even more pleased that all those who had slightly dissatisfied comments, that we're actually going to go back and say, hence a few months on, what are your thoughts now? You couldn't have a better measure than that. Also, I think people now that they can see that the borough is getting clean, it's getting potholes filled, etc. I think now what we need to perhaps makes people realise is they've also got to take ownership of it. I'm not for nannying people all the time. We need to have pride in our borough. We need our children, etc., to realise you don't drop rubbish. You've got to pick it up. We need parents to do that. I was out on Dorset the other day, and unfortunately we have the children playing football, etc., and they all tape up their socks. What do? Leave all the tape on the pitch afterwards. And you think, so, people have got to begin taking responsibility for themselves. I was very pleased that 90% of residents thought Dorset was, they belonged to Dorset and felt community.
Yeah.
But I think we're coming from probably a little bit better standpoint than the rest of the borough, because rural communities have resilience, and that is rural communities. That is why people feel more belonging, because we have rural things to get involved in. And, I don't think, though we can actually make people feel more connected with their areas, I don't think we're ever going to quite get that level of rural play, etc. Thank you.
Councillor McPherson.
That's a challenge. I think I've worked it out. I've got 2 minutes to speak before the microphone turns. Sorry, son. I wasn't on cabinet when the decision was made to go out to resident survey. So thank you, colleagues, for actually, taking that step. Although now I'm on the cabinet, I will be taking any praise for the fact that we did it. Because I think actually we needed to do it. We needed to hear that voice. And when you actually look through and you see that the data will be used to inform our key strategies over the forthcoming months, that for me is the important part. The fact that we're listening. As in the report earlier, we're listening to the people that are out there. But not only are we listening to what they're telling us to do and doing it, but it's actually a knock-on effect. It's almost like a domino effect, because our partners will then listen to what we're telling them. For example, the Community Safety Partnership. They will now see what we told them has come out of the survey to actually, sort their policies out as we move forward. So I really do think, yes, although it is the start of the journey, as Councillor Little said, I think it's going to have a domino effect, and actually we're going to see it go and go and go. And I can't wait till September to actually see what people are then saying, to show that we are doing a really good job. So thank you, colleagues, for starting this domino effect.
Thank you, Councillor Pearson. Councillor Thompson, want to come back?
It's just very briefly, I've got signs lined with the invited down. So my point about the A13 is because now a lot of our borough is so much cleaner and we're getting compliments of praise how much tidier it is, it highlights roads such as the A13 and the A189. And I just wanted to say to the communities that travel through our borough or live in it, that every time something is thrown or discarded from a vehicle, it means that somebody else has to put, they won't be unsafe because time management, closing of lanes is needed to facilitate litter picking along the A13, but there's still a possibility there could be an accident. So keep your rubbish in the car and put it in the bin when you get home. And I have asked the enforcement is the police along the A13 for unsheeted vehicles. How many FPNs have they given out? We haven't had an answer yet, but I would like to know how many FPNs the police have issued on that stretch of the A13, which is something they can enforce on.
Thank you, Councillor Thompson. I'm sure we'll get that answer at some point from the police. Some of the councillor Thurrock said obviously about people in rural areas pulling together. Interesting to note that actually East Tilbury, 78%, slightly higher than also 72%. But again, it's a strong community and it is working together. When I first saw this, I discussed with Councillor Hooley and officers. It was, do you see this as negative news? No, I don't. This is far from negative news. This is very positive. This is what our residents outlining what's important to them means we can then shape what we are doing and the services that we are providing to them to make them feel happier and be proud of Thurrock. Having pride in Thurrock, as was mentioned earlier, we had the clean-up was mentioned at the weekend. People from all over the borough pulling together, making our borough cleaner and nicer. One of the things that we've not touched on, obviously, is page 423, which is the safety aspect, with people not feeling anywhere near as safe going out in the evenings as they are during the day, highlighting the problems in their areas, either people dealing or using drugs, feeding vandalism, deliberate damage to vehicles, people being drunk around in public places. This isn't just for us. Obviously, this kind of information is what the police need, so they can then shape their services to Thurrock residents. And you'll probably find that this would be, if this was done across the whole of Essex, they're getting similar kind of responses. So one of the things we do need to make sure is, obviously through the Safe Thurrock Partnership, is to highlight that particular aspect of this report. As Councillor McPherson mentioned, we will be undertaking this again in September. So we've now got a baseline. It's certainly not a negative baseline. It's good to see what people actually truly think, not what we think they think. And we can, as outlined, obviously build what we're doing as a local authority for the future is for them and not what we think is for them. So we move to page 414 of the recommendations. There's 5 of them. Cabinet consider the headline results from the resident survey set out in Appendix 1. Cabinet agree the intermediate high-level actions set out at 3.7 and request that detailed action plans are developed in consultation with the relevant Cabinet member. The Cabinet agree that results are used to inform the key performance indicators for 17-18. Cabinet agrees to repeat the resident survey in September. And Cabinet invite corporate overview and scrutiny committee to consider the headlines in Appendix 1.1 and 3.7. I also think actually we need to slightly change that to not just limit it to corporate overview and scrutiny committee. I think all overview and scrutiny committees should have their say on their relevant parts. That's why we've got overview and scrutiny committees. We don't sit here in isolation, that's why we have them. So the change at 1.5 will be Cabinet invite the overview and scrutiny committees to consider the results of Appendix 1 and actions at 3.7. Is that recorded there, Kenneth? Excellent. So, is that second? It is. Thank you. So with that, Are Cabinet happy with the recommendation as outlined and amended? Agreed. Thank you very much. And that was, that was the last item this evening. So I draw the meeting to a close at 7:00.